About Golf has all these games that you can do it as well. It makes it fun for the whole family. Take us through some of the games and then also the ball striking games, which are phenomenal.
You know, it's fascinating because one of the reasons why I love the About Golf Simulator is that there are games, and I've got, like you've got an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. I have an 8-year-old and a 7-year-old, and they are stimulated by the About Golf Simulator. There are all kinds of things to capture their imagination and their attention, and what ends up happening is, you know, they want to stay in here for a while, and it happens to me too. I get to play, and I want to stay in here for a while, but at the same time, you have to have different. We don't want to get used to things. We want something new. About Golf does that all the time, and they've got great games that will work on certain iron shots or driving tee shots, whatever it may be. I love the games that are in here. And the other thing that I love about the About Golf Simulator, and this is one of the most important things, is we use it for everything. It's not just about hitting a golf ball and watching it fly. It also allows us to watch movies. It allows us to play those games that you had talked about. It allows us to play various sports. What are the other sports that you might be interested in playing in? There are all kinds of different things that you can do in this arena. And I think one of the most important things about the simulator is that it allows us to let the imagination run wild. It allows us as a family to get together and do things. It allows us as a club. If you're at a club and you've got friends of yours that you want to go over there, I know the pandemic, I get it, but you want to be able to go over and you want to have a little driving contest, or you want to watch a Super Bowl. We've watched the Super Bowl last year right in here, turned it on in here. It was fantastic. The About Golf Simulator offers a whole lot more than just how to get a golf ball to go where you want it to go.
Yeah, it's a full entertainment unit. There's no question. Multimedia, anything you'd possibly want, it can do. Talking about some of those games, the bar games, which are so cool, like darts or beer pong or cornhole. By learning by playing fun games like chipping games like that, they're learning. They're getting information that helps them get better at what they do. My boys love the mini putt-putt courses that are there. So much fun. The skeet ball we had on Thanksgiving. From the age of 73, my mother-in-law, all the way down to my 4-year-old, we were playing the same game. And it's phenomenal where, you know, on a golf course, you can't do that because a 4-year-old can't keep up, and it's not the same for my mother-in-law. But the ball striking, we talked about pressurized situations. These games, which have been recently developed, I think have taken it to another level. You know, the razor's edge for mine, because of driving under pressure. I think it's the best. Every time you go to another stage, it cuts off an edge of the green, and it just makes it narrower and narrower and narrower. Can you just give us a demo of that and how cool it looks?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll pull up the razor's edge. One of the things that, as Greg is pulling up the razor's edge here, one of the things that you brought up, which I think is so important, fostering the imagination from the kids. And I think this is one of the things that, frankly, is being robbed from our children nowadays with all the organized sports and all the things that are taking place with that. Imagination, I think, is being stolen from our kids. And one of the things that I want from my children is I want them to get in and I want them to experience what it's like to invent a game. Just go out there and invent a game. Well, the About Golf Simulator allows that. It creates creativity. And I think when we think about the game of golf, and you and I, Luke, we cover the game of golf, we think about the minds in golf that are maybe the most creative. And you think about certainly Phil Mickelson, but you think about Seve Ballesteros and Ben Crenshaw. These are icons in golf who have these amazing short games as a result of their imagination and creativity. And I think what happens, in one of the separators to me in the game of golf between the elite player and the player that's sort of average, is the elite player can think of stuff that the average player doesn't necessarily think of. Now, they also can pull it off. But they can pull it off because they can think about it, and they can think about it because they built that creativity in their mind when they were very, very young. Now, let's get over to the razor's edge here, because this is pretty neat. Let me put this away. We're going to need a driver. So the razor's edge is a simple game. What happens is you start out here and you hit this tee shot, and I will, And then the fairway is going to shrink a little bit after each tee shot. And there's a point system with it. It is really, really, we talked about this before. It's really nerve-wracking. You can get very nervous standing over this, particularly later on. So this opening tee shot that I have, and there's a point system that goes into this, which I don't want to tell you about because it'd take too long. But you have to be able to hit a tee shot in this grid. So now I hit my tee shot. Hang on. It's going to end up going in the rough. So I'll lose a little distance, but I have the ball in play. And now what's going to happen, so I got 262 total points. Now what happens is that when this goes on, and we've got it set up for the kids, so we have to jump that or skip that. You know what I'll do? I'll do that. I'll hit another tee shot because we've got it set up that way. So rather than asking Greg to do his Houdini magic, let's see if we can. All right, so this one's down the fairway. And yeah, there it is. So now we're going to get a little run out of that thing. So good. So now I'm going to get some more points, 270. So it keeps track for you. You don't have to worry about adding up all the points. But now what's going to happen is that fairway, you can see that right there. Yeah, and you can hear the noise. It's fantastic. And now what happens is the fairway has just shrunk. And as that fairway shrinks, now you have to get better. So it's asking you to get a little bit nervous. It's also asking you to improve a little bit. And you can set it up so that you can have your personal best points, accumulation. How much can you get? I'm telling you, I love, of all the games, this one is the one where my kids really get excited. They get in here, Dad, can we play Razor's Edge? You bet. That's how we go.
Yeah, you can learn to bend shots. You can play taking over certain targets in like a war battle. There's so many cool things to do, but that's exactly what About Golf simulators have been derived to achieve is great fun, but still competitive environments to help that improvement happening.